Hello and welcome to Strand by Strand. Thank you so much for tuning in. So in this video, we're going to be learning how to create a graduated bob. So this is how my client came in. She already likes to get a graduated bob for her look. It's really easy for her to style and it just suits her so well. But it was pretty grown out, so we just wanted to give her a nice refresh. So I divided her hair down the middle and then found her occipital bone, and from the middle of the occipital bone I made a diagonal forward section from the middle of her occipital bone all the way to the top of her ear, and section that top from the bottom off so that we can have a clean section in order to start the graduation. From there, without any elevation, you want to push the hair down against her neck to have a very clean length, very clean perimeter. So this is going to be pretty much the shortest area, and it's going to gradually get longer as we go forward. Always remember to keep your client's hair wet as you're going through the cut, because if your hair starts to dry up in the middle of the cut, then we can begin to have uneven lengths due to the hair shrinking in certain areas and staying stretched out in other areas. Then we grab a section in the middle, we grab it vertically, and once we grab it vertically, we're going to create a 45-degree angle to create that graduation from longest to shortest. So this middle piece right here is our guideline. So our guideline is what's going to help us to continue that graduation all throughout the haircut. And in this area specifically, in the occipital bone and her nape, we're going to use something called a traveling guideline. So the guideline is in the middle, but every time that we pick up hair next to the guideline, we're going to let go of some of that hair that we picked up before, but still having some of the guideline within the section. And we're going to continue to move the guideline as we move towards the right and towards the left. So for this specific area, once again, in the occipital bone down to her nape, we are going to be using a traveling guideline. The same guideline that we established in the middle, but every time that we pick up hair next to it, we pick up a little bit of the guideline and a little bit of the next section, and we continue to travel all the way until we finish the right and left side. So in this section, we want to make sure to comb the edges out, and then we're going to clean those edges up, because since her hair is so short and so close to her hairline, we don't want little pieces of hair just looking all scraggly everywhere. We want to make sure that line is nice and clean so that whenever she styles her hair, she always looks super clean around her edges and there's no hairs that are out of place. Okay, so now moving on to the sides. So now instead of using a traveling guideline, now we're going to use more of an established guideline. So that very first section of hair that I created the guideline in the middle and the back, that is now going to be my guideline to cut the sides. So we're not going to use the traveling guideline all the way to the front, because then we're going to have very short hair in the front and we want that to be the longest. So you see how that middle section right there, that's my established guideline in the beginning. We're now going to over direct every single piece of hair that we bring from the side all the way to that middle guideline in order to keep the graduation going and also keeping the length in the front of the hair. Over directing the hair towards the back, it was going to guarantee that the hair in the front stays long. So you go ahead and you continue to divide the hair from the top of her head to the top of her ear. And you see how I'm grabbing all of that hair and bringing it all the way back to that first guideline? That is exactly what we wanted in order for us to keep the graduation with that 45-degree angle, but also making sure that we are keeping length towards the front. So now when we comb the hair to the side, you can definitely see that graduation from shortest to long, from the back to the front. Now you go ahead and you grab that hair and you clean up those lines so that we can have a really sharp look. After drying the hair, now we go ahead and we clean up her edges even more, making sure that all of those unwanted hairs are all gone. So I'm here using my trimmer to make sure that it's skin tight and that her lines are very nice and clean. Okay, now it's time for us to remove some of that bulk from the hair. So in order for us to remove bulk without removing any more length, what I recommend is that we divide the hair in a vertical section and we start deep point cutting the hair. So this deep point cutting technique, what it helps me to do is to remove all of that unwanted bulk in order for the hair to fall very soft and very blended. But I no longer want to remove any of her length, so the deep point cutting guarantees removal of weight but not removal of length. So again, you want to pick up vertical sections, not horizontal, because this is what's really going to guarantee that the hair falls really soft. And just wherever you see a lot of bulk, go ahead and do a deep point cut, and the hair is going to gradually start falling in its place wherever it is that you see. So I saw a little bit of bulkiness down here as well, but again, I don't want to remove that length anymore, so I just went ahead and I grabbed it with my comb and I'm doing scissor over comb deep point cuts. So here you can begin to see how much softer the left side of her haircut looks compared to the right side. Look at how heavy and all of those uneven pieces look. but on the left side she's already looking so blended, so soft. So here's a different angle. You can see how the right side, whenever I'm trying to comb it through, it's very hard for me to comb because of how much weight and how bulky it is. And you can see even the line, look at that line, how pronounced it is on the right side. But then when we comb the left side, look at how soft it just combs through, and look at how beautiful and blended it looks on the left side, making the style fall just right for her hair. So again, going on those vertical sections, I grab a good amount of hair and then I put it in between my pointer finger and my middle finger and I fan it out a little bit, and then I just go in with a deep point cut and remove as much weight as possible, but being careful not to take too much either. So again, just that little piece, look at how soft that already falls and how much better it's blending with the rest of the haircut. So you see vertical sections, it doesn't have to be such small sections, pretty big sections is okay. And in between my pointer and my middle finger, I fan it out a little bit, and then I go and deep point cut it. Even when I'm deep point cutting right here, you can already see how it's softening that line up. And look at that, even with the small tooth comb, I'm able to comb through her hair much better. So I finished up the back doing those deep point cuts, and then I took the front pieces as well and I did it there as well because it was pretty heavy there too. And then after I did all of that, I went ahead and flat ironed and styled her hair, and we got these beautiful results. I really love how it came out. My client absolutely loved it as well, and it is very easy for her to style, especially since we blended her haircut correctly. And I just really wanted to say, I really have loved starting this channel and educating as much as possible, and it has truly become a passion of mine, all because of you guys. So I just wanted to thank all of you for supporting me, subscribing and liking my videos, and I look forward to making many more. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what you learned in this video and what you would like to learn in future videos. Thank you so much. God bless.